Think we did it. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Deep Dives in the Desert.
How you doing, everybody? I hope you had a good day today, a good week. This is like the first week in like real production in like 2025.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, this is like the first full week. I'm just going to put us on live on Facebook really quickly.
So, so anyway, we hope everyone has had a good start out to 2025. And if you did make a resolution, try and keep going with it. Even if you fell off a little bit, try and keep going. Don't give up on that resolution. Although, I don't know, every time I made a resolution, I never did it. But every time I wanted to start something, I just started it immediately. And that's what I did. Can
you pull up our Facebook thing and see if we're live, please? On Facebook, because I'm trying to go on and change the privacy setting, and it is not allowing me to.
Let me on Deep Dives?
No, it'll be on mine. It'll just be on me. Anyway, so we were supposed to have Emma, right? Emma was supposed to be on, and see, it's not doing it. But when I try to, you want to talk about Emma real quick? See, look, every time I hit edit privacy, it's not allowing me to.
Don't worry about it. We can just put it on. Yeah, so Emma's been sick, and she's been trying to she's been working, trying to get herself better.
She's gonna pop in,
but her voice is shot.
Yeah,
her voice is shot.
She sounds not like herself at all. So we're gonna just go over a couple of things because we were looking at some of the stuff that's kind of going on right now, and that's not the one either. It's anyway, we're trying to get the whole thing together. Emma's not here; she kind of ran out, but she's gonna pop on later on and see. She can just join us and log on, or I don't know if she's going to log on or she's going to go in her room. But so it's the beginning of January. I had a birthday January 2nd.
That's right.
And my friend Allison, that she's got her own, she does tarot. If you've seen some of our stuff from kind of like our first little season that we were doing earlier, she, hey, Phil, how are you?
Hey, Phil.
She bought me this really cool, I have these big statement necklaces now, which I would have never even worn one, and now I'm wearing two of them together. It's kind of funny. But this one is really cool. It's got, they're tangled kind of. It's hard to see, but it's an ankh, and then it has that eye of, I guess it's Ra. And then it's got like the Isis wings kind of behind it. And then there's this it's almost, it looks like an opalescent kind of like blue color on it. So it's really beautiful. I wear it all the time. It feels really good. Like it's really good energy. So hey Ken, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. So now we're officially the same age again.
That's right. Well, I go for younger women.
Oh, so we're 2 months apart.
We're 2 months apart. I'm in October, she's in January.
Yeah.
And so, but she looks a lot younger than me. When we were working in the bank, it was funny. She walked in and they had the nerve to say, "Is this your daughter or your wife?" And they were serious in the beginning. So it was either, I took it as I was a good looking older man getting a younger woman.
Oh.
But really it was a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, it was kind of funny, but we're 2 months apart. So, whatever. So thank you, Ken. He was saying, prayers for Emma. I don't know, every change of season, she gets this like whole sinus thing going on, and it's not major, thank goodness, but she's fighting it like constantly. She's got her voice, she always loses her voice, and she sounds like terrible. She's like taking the colloidal silver, and she's taken oil of oregano.
That stuff really works.
It does work good, but it takes a while for her. But she poor thing, she suffers every single time. So we wanted to talk a little bit. I guess I'll pull it up. he was trying to pull it up on his phone for me, but we wanted to talk a little bit because here in January, I don't know a ton about like astrology. I'm learning it. And the more that I'm learning it, the more I'm starting to realize that, there's a lot more to it than, if you're like me, I'm a Capricorn, or if you're a Libra or whatever, like this is very, very detailed. And the more that I'm finding out, the more I'm interested in it. So I was looking at kind of what was making this time of the year, or this specifically this time in January, significant.
Yeah.
And I saw that they were talking about the nodes. And so I wanted to kind of just do a brief thing about the nodes because
yeah. So what you got, the nodes of destiny shift, right? Starting.
Yeah, but I wanted
11th?
to talk about I've only got this on there. I don't know what happened to no, I know, but I had that little pre thing about the nodes. But anyway, okay, so January 11th, there's the lunar nodes. So I guess, okay, so the nodes are not planets for people that aren't real familiar with it. Like I wasn't. They're actually like an axis point where there's like a north node and a south node where the moon kind of crosses over with the sun.
Yes.
And those are like the axis points of it. And so the north node is supposed to be like your soul's purpose kind of stuff. And then the south node is supposed to be like
setting your intention,
like karmic. See, I had a whole thing on it, but we, for some reason, I went and I looked into my Google Notes and it's gone. See, as of January 10th, this is like the only thing that's left from it. But anyway, so what I was looking into that I thought was really interesting is it was saying they called it the nodes of destiny because on January 11th, the lunar node transitioned to Pisces-Virgo. And so, and usually when they transition into something, they're there for like 18, 19 months. So it's going to be there for like 18 months. And it's going to, because it's in Pisces and Virgo, it's going to emphasize a balance between spirituality, which is so like everybody that's in this community, we're talking about things on such a spiritual level now. I mean, even stepped up, I feel like, I don't know, do you guys feel like that too? But, so it's going to be stepping up on spirituality because of the Pisces portion of it, but also it's going to kind of have practicality because it's Virgo. So they were saying that this is a good time to encourage like integrating compassion and imagination with being like grounded and being kind of methodical about how you approach like this next, step.
Moving forward, making sure you're very intentional about it, right? With the south and north. And
your spirituality and stuff. And so I wonder how much we're going to feel that spiritual kind of shift, because even people that are in our lives now that don't usually talk like that and aren't really somebody that you would hear that kind of language out of. I feel like people are still starting to use words and descriptive words that are different than we were using before, which I always think is like a big tell in the shift of kind of where people are putting their intentions and how they're thinking about things, how they process things, the words you use. Because like you think about it, like a few years ago, there were certain words that we're using now all the time you didn't hear anybody say.
No, not at all.
A few years ago. So anyway, so I thought that was really interesting. And then on January 13th, they have the full moon, which they call the wolf moon.
Wolf moon.
And they call, I guess, the first full moon of the year. That's kind of like what they call it. They call it the wolf moon. But that is supposed to illuminate on January 13th, and it's giving you a time for reflection and setting intentions
for the year ahead, right?
Yeah, for like the whole year. So it's kind of like setting off in January for, I mean, is January the beginning of the year?
It's not supposed to be.
Yeah, I think, the people that follow solstice, but, we create it to see it, right? So I think, for us, it's kind of like, what you're going to create in the.
Yeah. And then also it talks about like emotional clarity.
Yeah.
Right. Inviting us to look at the challenges that we faced in our personal or collective lives. And so when you want to bring it back to like today's events, you look at the whether it's the wildfires or some of the things that are happening out there, you
Yeah.
can see, some of the, some of the things that are happening, if there's some crises out there, some of the things that are happening, if, communities may need to seek, healing, because they may have been, because they're devastated, stuff like that. So it's wild how astrology, really, it really does kind of, when you look at it, it definitely dictates some of the things that are going on a wider scale today. And I never looked at it that way. So
Yeah.
it is definitely it's pretty accurate when you dig into it, when you see, when the two, like Pisces and Virgo, and then what that Pisces does and Virgo does, and then you see some of the things that are happening.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
So, so there's that. And then the last thing that I thought was like super interesting about all of that was, sorry, you guys, I wanted to have it up a little bit different, but it's moved around on me. So I don't know where it's at. It's gone. It's literally gone.
You sent it to my email? Did you send it to my email?
Yeah, it's okay.
What's
Okay,
your-
so the Venus-Saturn conjunction, January 17th and 18th. So that is going to be in the sky. We're going to be able to see that, and those things that are aligned. But they're talking about that symbolizing a blend of love and discipline. So, Venus and then Saturn is like, it's supposed to be my ruling planet, which I always thought, like, being a Capricorn, it's like kind of like the rules and all of that kind of stuff. So, so they were saying that could potentially influence your relationships and financial matters. And for the coming of the year, it's okay, I just read through it.
Okay.
For the coming of the year, financial matters are important, to you to kind of get your ducks in a row for what the next year is going to bring.
Without a doubt. And all of it, that's why it makes a lot of sense. And we were just talking about setting intention for everything you're doing, setting a plan, moving forward, and being intentional in every aspect of your life. So it's pretty interesting that we have the wolf moon coming and the nodes, and then the conjunction.
Yeah, a lot of stuff kind of going on right now and hitting. And I feel like everything's been kind of, we know we're in a transition and all of that anyway, but it feels like big stuff is big movement is happening and things. And so that's why I'm like looking at things I would have never looked at before, because I'm trying to understand, like, I don't know, being maybe in my Capricorn mind and analyzing all the time, like I'm trying to understand like how things are unfolding and the whys and all of that kind of stuff. So it kind of made me look outside my normal thing that I would normally kind of do and look at, but it's making sense. And so then when you look at these new things and then you're seeing like the correlations, it's really interesting to kind of go, okay, I think there's really a lot more to this than I realized.
Yeah. And like I said, for me, I never gave it any.
Yeah.
I knew I was a Libra, and I knew there was a scale involved, but I never realized it until, because she's very analytical, so she analyzes everything. And when I do something or say something, she'll say, "All right, Libra." So it started making me think about it, on how I like to balance stuff out, but I still never really gave it a lot of thought until recently, where some of the people we've met, like Laura, and some of the.
You're talking about Laura Eisenhower.
And Julie with
Maison Jupiter,
stuff. When they do, and when they write that stuff, how they do it is pretty spot on. And so it started making me take a look at it a little bit and thinking, you know what, it's not so crazy.
Yeah, and even like Allison, she's doing her own channel too with the tarot and stuff. And because she's always doing readings for the different signs and everything, she's starting to see these like patterns and all that. So I've kind of learned a lot just watching her do that too, because now that she's kind of seeing things, she's pointing it out to me too. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting, but there's so much going on in the world right now too that kind of correlates with it, that I'm looking, at it too. Hey, Victor, how are you?
Hey, Victor, how you doing?
That I'm trying to kind of look at it from that term too. And we had a couple of things that were happening here. Like we touched on it last time we were together, where we were, talking about what happened at the Trump hotel with the around the New Year stuff with the
truck blown up.
Yeah.
With fireworks.
And just the weird things that were happening then, but it's kind of continued, right? So now it looks like there's stuff going on in, of course, politics, but not just here. We were looking at some of the politics and stuff that were happening and Elon Musk kind of chimed in.
Oh yeah.
So that was interesting, which we're going to touch on. But I think the first thing we were going to talk about, of course, was the fires and that were happening in California. And, whatever everybody's thoughts are on that, I really tend to think that the majority of the people that would, watch our show and that kind of talk to us are going to be feeling a lot the same way that we do. The whole thing looks crazy. It looks very Maui in its, tone and what's going on. Let us know what you guys think about, oh, that's what you said too. Yeah, let us know what you guys think about that. But we have some clips and stuff that we're gonna share too with that. But being in Nevada, I was telling you, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but like I feel like I'm feeling it. It's the energy of it. It's
heavy.
It's kind of like when you don't even have to be there, but you feel like drained from it. You feel depleted, and things feel like they're I don't know. There's just this, this real heavy undertone to it and stuff. So I feel like that, is happening right now. I'm so shocked, you guys. Oh, okay. Where is it at? Down here. Okay, so we'll see if he's going to bark again. Emma's coming in the door, and I thought the dog was going to, because usually he. Sorry, guys. Sean was yelling to Emma to unlock the door, but our door is like a code, and for some reason it wasn't working. So anyway, back to I think that was crazy. Yeah, we were muted. We were muted on purpose.
Yeah.
Because our dog is so loud, it's ridiculous. So, but anyway,
how you doing, Scott?
We're back. Yeah, thanks, Scott. Thanks for coming in and joining us. But anyway, so we're going to cover some of the stuff for that too. You want to share that with the Southern California fires and stuff? So, because they're talking about looting now. People are going in and they're like looting these areas.
That's so weird because that never happens.
I know. Well, so there's that whole thing with the communities and stuff like that, but also the water stuff that's happening right now. And I saw a video where people, okay, so that one was the first one that was interesting. Yeah. Look at that. So you got to put it up so they can see the words at the top of the, okay, so see that? So it says wildfires near Los Angeles, Ray John, but there's mysterious red objects spotted in the sky. Look at that, you guys. Like, what the heck is that? That's just,
look at that.
Is that weird? So there's that one. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Over the where they were having the fires.
That's why, and they were saying, they talk about the energy weapons. What
yeah,
energy.
That doesn't look like. I mean, I don't know, but that is
what they can shoot down.
A lot of times when they're showing pictures, like you're looking on social media and stuff, and they're showing the energy weapon stuff, it literally looks like a laser. Yeah. It looks like something like that. But who knows? Who knows what they?
Who knows what they're coming down from?
Yeah. And then, so that one, this one is really strange. So scroll up a little bit so we can see the words again, the other way up. Okay. So it says, in many LA fire clips, the trees remain totally unscathed. Here, this is a tree is both elusively and exclusively on fire.
But also the important question is how the freak does that even happen?
So look at the like, this is a neighborhood that's not even part of the fire.
Look at that. Just the one tree
does not even happen.
That's nuts.
Wrong.
Is that crazy?
That is insane.
How the fuck does that even happen?
Okay.
That's what we said.
Next one. So then there's that. I don't know. Should we look at the? Oh, so this is like a map of. So.
Any conservatives telling me California deserves these?
Well, we don't have to read, but.
What the hell? What is it? Is this the grid?
Yeah, well, this is just like the areas that
That's
are
on
on
fire,
fire, you know,
Wow.
with it. So it's huge,
Look
right?
at that. What a shame. They destroy a beautiful state.
Yeah, that's incredible. I think I might have one more. There it is.
Whoa.
Look at this kid. He's trying to save a bunny, and he's like, look, he's like yelling to try to get the bunny's like running right into. He's probably so freaked.
Aw.
And wait, go scroll
Oh, he
back.
saved the bunny.
Just yeah.
Did he save it? Oh, wow. Wow, the bunny actually came out to him? Oh, good.
Right. Oh, what a good kid. But imagine all the animals, the wildlife, and everything that's affected by this. It's so sad.
And that's been Ventura County. I don't know California that well.
Yeah. So you can stop sharing for that, and we'll see what everybody has to say about it. But you know, we've all been watching.
Wow.
Yeah, drones. Maybe Victor's saying, see up there where it says
Oh.
648 up higher.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Also, Victor was thinking that maybe we should build a smart city. Looks like a giant torch, right? It's all lit up.
Click on them. So, yeah, I feel like you know, I'm sure just like Maui, we're going to end up with a lot of details that are not going to make sense, and we're going to feel like it's
Feels like a game glitch.
yeah,
It's funny. It does.
it's
It
so
does.
true.
It's crazy. It's like a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah.
It's starting to like tick, 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 like that. Whoa, time to build a smart city. And what we got?
I don't know what I feel like with the smart city stuff. You know, it's I'm having a hard time. I can't get
What I'd like to do, if we can build a smart city and put all the people that are doing this destructive shit there so they can't get out
yeah.
and bother the rest of us, and they can you know, they could do those energy weapons to their heart desire. They do whatever they got to do, burn houses, do what they got to do, but keep it confined to where they live.
Oh,
That's all I ask.
that makes no.
That's the rumors, that they want to build a smart city, so they're destroying the old one. Yeah, you think, but you know, you see what they did in Maui. Well, you know, they bought a ton of that land and destroyed another beautiful city, and for some reason they got like a couple of grand, I think, in Maui, right? They got like $1,200 or $2,000, but then we sent $60 billion to Ukraine, so it was good.
Yeah, so that's been like, you know, I think the most major thing that's kind of been going on, at least for the United States right now. It feels like, you know, yeah, same reasons as Maui, right? It's like, you know, kind of what they're doing. I heard, do you guys follow or look at anything with Liz Crokin? Do you know who she is? She was the person that kind of came out. She was like the regular news caster. I think she worked for like NBC or something. Quit? And she came out about the whole Pizzagate thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I follow her on X, and she's got it seemed like she had a very different opinion about this. She was making reference to the media blacking out the fact that in 2017, this same area had fires that were going on, and I think it was in and around the Getty Museum. And she was saying that there was like a total blackout of that, and that she was living in, I want to say, Santa Monica at the time. You can find this stuff on her Twitter page in case I, get the details wrong. But she was also saying that you're on my computer, remember? That's fine.
I'm typing on the.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry. I thought you were going to look up something. And then she was saying that they were like dumping cementing in tunnels, and that now she finds it interesting that Trump's getting ready to go in again. And the fact that, while that is happening, while that's happening, but he's getting ready to go in, and there's these fires again. And she feels like it's more like an operation, and people are cleaning house. So you have both sides of that spectrum.
Mm-hmm. Well, I never gave much thought to the whole thing. But when you start seeing some of the podcasts that are out, going way back, every time there's a World's Fair, right? Then there's a fire, then something else happens, and then it just seems like every time I guess like humanity's starting to move in a certain direction. There's the elites or whatever you'd like to call them, for some reason, set ablaze, destroy stuff, whether it's getting rid of evidence or tunnels or whatever it may be. But I mean, it's almost like you hate to believe in all you hate to believe in all that stuff because you don't want to believe that that's actually out there and happening and people are just hurting people like that and is that evil. But it gets to a certain point where it's like it barks like a dog and walks like a dog. How many times you're going to call it a duck before you're the asshole? Going like, I don't, you think I'm crazy, but this has happened over and over and over and over again. I mean, after a while you got to call bullshit, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's for whatever the reason is, I have a hard time believing Liz's theory only because, well, not only, but mostly because, I can't imagine having that much devastation. And I don't know, there's clear evidence now that there's arsonists too. So I don't know, it could be the kind of thing maybe where even if it was some kind of operation that they were going in to do for specific reasons to kind of literally smoke out the elites that are,
doing that.
Yeah, not, we know some of the things that are happening and stuff with children. So, if that's the case and that's what they were doing, and then arsonists decided to take this as an opportunity to kind of start, all of that too. You know what? Like one of the people that I saw, Victor, that they were talking about with that, he wasn't here legally. So there's that too. And remember when they were talking about like cells, groups of cells coming in for things like that. That kind of stuff didn't cross my mind. I was thinking more of like maybe extremists and things like that coming in and doing things kind of like we see happening in London or Europe and things like that, where they're worrying about things with knives or weapons and stuff. But I wasn't even thinking about that. But, arson, I mean, look how much more damage something like this did over some of those things where, if they're going to do something like what happened in New Orleans, things like that, that was terrible.
Yeah.
But it was also more confined, than something like this would be. Right. So each area maybe would have its trials and things that would be.
Well, it looks like where there's more, where they have more to hide, it's more devastation they got to create. And so you look at New York, you look at California, Chicago, and even in upstate New York in the Finger Lakes, right? It's supposed to be some crazy shit. And so when you have these states that have been just overrun and the hubs here, and so you look at in the UK, if you see something happening in London, you're not going to be surprised, and things you see happening in DC and then in the Vatican, when you have these self, kind of insulated, countries within a country.
Yeah.
They have
territories.
Yeah, unlimited power where they have their own police. They have their own. I mean, it's crazy. It's not even. The Vatican is its own thing.
Right.
And so when you look at these places, so you look at California, the size of it, the amount of corruption that goes through it. I mean, that's why you're looking at such a big fire. I mean, it's got to fit. It's because if they're going to do it, they're going to try to do it, the best they can and get rid of it. Get rid of as much as they can. But but hopefully you have things. But I just look at it and go, if the Getty Museum, like we were talking about earlier, if that's like standing and it's fine, and there's one tree on one side got burnt, a car on the other side, and like the museum is fine.
Yeah,
that'll be pretty interesting.
I posted a picture. Hey Zach, how are you? Good to see
Zach.
you. I posted a picture today on and it was interesting. I got some negative feedback from it, but it was showing some of the celebrities' homes that were burnt to the ground. And I think, what's the guy that was in Roseanne as the husband?
John Goodman.
John Goodman's house. had in the driveway, like everything was torched. It was all done. It's in my Facebook if you guys want to look at it. But the blue trash can is laying on its side and it's sitting there. And we all know what they were saying about blue and things like that. And so I was like, that's interesting that that's there. But you know, some people are like, you guys need to use discernment and you know, obviously it was staged or it was put there or whatever. But you know, I mean, when you're looking at Maui and you're looking at pictures from California too, and it's like, you know, you're still seeing the blue roofed things, you know, and
Not getting touched.
Yeah, things that have a blue, you know, color and stuff. It's worth noting. It's worth noting, and there's definitely some aspect of this that just doesn't make sense for the arguments that they're trying to give us, you know. And I saw that Trump had made some kind of comment, and Gavin Newsom told him he was excused from the conversation because he doesn't believe in climate change.
Oh,
yeah.
So that's not a big fairy. That's not a fairy tale. Everything else is a fairy tale when it goes against them.
Yeah.
But it seems like that's what the playbook is, right? They either call you what they're doing, but call you at first. So although they're being racist or they're being whatever, they're calling you the racist and they're calling you the whatever, right? Or if you say anything that goes against their narrative, they make the dumb face like stupid, uneducated MAGA. Like, you know, like it's then you're stupid and it's like outrageous that you're coming up with that. And then they go and the next day they do the same stuff. And then 6 months later, it comes out to be true.
Right. No,
it's
happened over and over again. It was like everything that I was saying when I was first coming out to everybody in the family about the stuff that I was finding out. It was like all considered conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Right. And then you just wait some time and it's not so much of a conspiracy anymore. Right. Then it's.
Yeah. And I like when they go like this. Hey, did you know that getting 45 boosters wasn't a good idea? Who knew? It was like we were telling them way in the beginning. Just wait. Just don't take it. Let's just see. The information is still coming out. Don't take it. It's not good. And
watch what you're saying.
Yeah. And for the Jabberwocky.
Yeah. But anyway, so there was that. So we wanted to talk about the fires and then some of the videos and stuff we saw. Like, what's the deal with that palm tree by itself? Like nothing else. There wasn't even a neighborhood.
There were a couple of squirrels up there roasting nuts, and they only did
And you know, people are going to look at that and not go.
No.
They're going to say, you know, I don't know.
Of course that happens.
Yeah. Flames can, or, you know, sparks can travel further than you think. Not that whatever. It's going to
Don't be fire phobic. It can do those things.
Yeah.
You're a fireist.
So then we also wanted to talk about CES, right?
Yeah.
That's the technology stuff that was, it's here every year. I worked that a couple of times when I was in my 20s. Yeah. I was a cocktail waitress.
That's like the most cutting edge, right?
Yeah. And do you guys know about that? It's like the Consumer Electronics show that comes to Las Vegas, you know, every year, and they kind of give all the newest stuff that's
all the big guys, the Dells, Nvidia, I mean all of them.
Yeah, anybody that's where they'll unveil, you know, stuff. So they've got some interesting things that they were just unveiling here. So they were talking about Meta's policy reversals. You were just telling me that.
Yeah, so Meta, Facebook, Meta, they and you heard Zuck come out, and all of a sudden he's saying that
he's all about having free speech
again and getting back to his roots, and that the fact checkers really weren't such fact checkers. They were really
shocking
opinions, and they had really left-leaning ideology, and so it hurt trust. It didn't gain trust, and they couldn't understand why trust was waning. But now they're going, you know, they're going down the right road, and they have Dana White of the UFC,
who I love,
the board. Which, if you're gonna have someone on there that's gonna clean house,
you know, anybody. It's so funny, but anybody that's got personality traits that are similar to yours, I automatically, of course, gravitate towards them. And he's one of those people. He's talking. You could literally just pop his head off and put your head on, and it's you know, very.
He comes from Boston, you know. He's right there, right? You know,
yeah,
close to it, and
East Coast, yeah.
We talk very similar, and he's He's a beast, though. He's like, he goes, but the things he says some stuff straight out, and he just don't care.
Yeah.
Like he has.
So
his
him
thing.
sitting on the board is interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's this next year with Trump getting back into office, I just feel like this is going to be really interesting. I don't think it's going to go the same way it went last time. Where they were really just blocking. You think about all the things he got a lot of stuff done,
but they were blocking. But now we have it. We have the. The Senate, right?
And I think we did at one
House.
Point with him for a minute anyway, didn't we? It seems to be.
It was. I think it was like very early on. But you have to realize he was getting as soon as he was getting hit with the Russia.
I feel like it's going to look really different this time. Yeah. But also, not that he's not going to get pushback. I really think that he is. But I think they've got to be ready for it, right? Like during the whole Biden administration, they had to be preparing. Looking to see what things were happening, how things were going, and then so you have that aspect of it. But now they're also getting ready to write and talk about the laws and things that they want to change and what it's going to be. It's going to be really interesting to see. I'm sure he's going to hit the ground running.
Well, and you also know, we got them on. He don't have to worry about another term to get elected. This is it. So he's got to go in like hard, aggressive. And get his stuff done. That first 100 days is going to be important to get.
Yeah.
The bills need to be. Hopefully they already wrote them. They should have been done already, and they're getting put up and getting done because everything takes time, and you don't want to go. You don't want to go to a midterm, and God forbid you lose a seat or you lose 2 seats. And if you have a couple of rhinos and weak Republicans out there, it can really hurt us. So right now. Hopefully they start to move quickly. And Trump will move very quickly. If nothing else, if you don't.
Hopefully he's got better people around him this time because I feel like last time he had a lot of snakes kind of hiding in that. So
I also think he was trying to do a mix of, even have people if they didn't totally agree with him. Yeah. But when you look at it, Vivek said it really good. He was like, it doesn't make when they keep going. Trump's a loyalist, and if you're not just totally loyal to Trump,
why wouldn't you have to?
And he was like, if you own a company, right? You're a CEO. You have a mission for what you want your company to do. Your mission statement is A, B, and C. If you're hiring people and they look at the mission statement and go, nope, mine's X, Y, Z, that's probably not the right person for your company. It doesn't mean they're wrong or you're wrong or they're right and you're right. It just means that for your company, you want it to run a certain way. Right. You hire people that get behind your vision to move to, right? Because you want to move, move your mission statement forward for your company. So he's running the biggest company in the world, right? He's running America. And so he needs people who are going to be on his program. That's it. Yeah. That's how simple it is. But they're making it into a thing like, oh, if you don't just blindly follow him, it's
listen, I just want things to be turned around. So I just feel like get the people in there that are going to do it and get it done because the direction we're going is like ridiculous. So but getting back to the technologies and CES and stuff, there was a couple of cool innovations and stuff that came out, but one of the things that we were looking at was that besides the meta policy reversals was that that the Dell. Well, we have a couple of things. Maybe we should just share it. Yeah.
Share screen.
So we'll share with you guys some of the other stuff that we saw. So
that's the.
Let me play this.
Ophelia.
1 second.
I'm standing in front of a brand new car that you'll never see in a car dealership. Why? Because Sony and Honda have teamed up and made a new company called Ophelia.
Inside of this is beautiful.
And they're selling direct to consumer.
You are definitely able to connect.
I'm standing in front of a brand new.
Beautiful.
Okay, so there's that, right? So this is Honda and Sony, and so they're going to be doing that. Which like you said, the inside of that car is beautiful.
Yeah.
And then we saw this. Go ahead, you can talk about that.
Yeah. So just Dell had a really amazing laptop lineup, the XPS, and it was supposed to be one of their most dynamic laptops. But what they're discontinuing it, and it's really, they said, because they really want to not be so much in the consumer competitive markets, but they want to really keep everything geared towards business. And so that's where they're going to go. And I think it's like the Dell Premium, the Dell Pro Premium,
Pro Max Premium.
Pro Max Premium. That's going to be kind of their flagship and where they're moving forward with. So, but everyone was kind of shocked that they were going to kill off that XPS line. I'm not a computer guy, but from in what I was reading on it, they thought it was confusing, and a lot of the computer people thought it was. They were upset about it. They were confused and they were upset because I guess it really was a dynamic computer. So
yeah. So then there was that, and then so that was it about the CES, and then we had Elon Musk kind of speaking out.
Yeah. So Elon he spoke out with and it was about British politics, and so he thinks that Prime Minister Starmer should be imprisoned. And what they did is there was the grooming gang, and I guess it's reported that some numbers, and they don't know because some different numbers are coming out, but it was definitely thousands upon thousands of underage girls. But they were saying some numbers were like 250,000. But a lot of girls, and they did depraved some things to some of these girls. There's one story that I was just listening to that's truly disturbing, and I won't say it because of Lisa
Thank you.
being here, but it is disturbing. And they denied an inquiry into like an investigation into it. And so Elon Musk just and he don't realize, well, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but he has 200 million followers on X. So when you put something out like that, the amount of back kind of tidal wave that comes with that, it's a lot of power comes with that, having all those people. So he's saying that he deserves to be literally in prison because what they've done, what it is, it just not, it wasn't even like a normal kind of shitty thing to do. It was off the charts ridiculous what happened. And I guess Tommy Robinson, the guy that I guess, and a lot of people in America, we look at Tommy Robinson as someone who got arrested because of free speech, because he was saying what he thought, and then they arrested him. But and I don't keep up obviously on people in the UK because I don't really care. I'm in America, right? But when you see that, I was like, wow, that guy shouldn't have been arrested for that.
Yeah.
But I guess he was supposed to be, he was some type of, he was supposed to be those the football hooligans, and fighting, and he beat up a cop or this or that, and whatever it is, he's not supposed to be the most straight and narrow guy. And this is coming from Piers Morgan.
Mm.
So he was saying all the things he did, but he goes, that doesn't make him wrong on this grooming gang. And Tommy Robinson is like one of the most vocal people on that.
Yeah.
And so, but he keeps saying, like, you Americans don't know the whole story on him. Just because he's right on that, he doesn't make him a hero. Believe me, but I look at it and go, if he's saying stuff like this against people, if they don't want to inquire, it may be the powerful people doing that stuff.
Yeah.
And so, did they trump him up? Are these trumped up charges on him? Like, did he really do all the things you're saying? I'm not saying he did or didn't.
Yeah, I remember I was following it back then when he was first kind of coming on the scene, because I was very much into politics. You remember, a lot of years where I was, one of those people that sat in front of, or it was at least, even if I was like cleaning the house and all of that kind of stuff, it was, the news was on the background all the time. I was like, Fox was on. I knew everybody. I knew, their kids' names. Like, I was on that all day. So, I don't know. I know back then I felt like he was legitimately trying to kind of call out the radical changes that were happening in his government that were so far to the left and progressive that it was actually hurting, citizens. And that's really where he was coming from, in my opinion.
So that's the whole
all
thing.
of it. It wasn't just that, but yes, it was largely that too. But it was kind of a ridiculous.
But they're so far to the left that they can't get out of their own way. So once he started talking about the refugees, that was it. It became Islamophobic.
Yeah.
And that's it. But
anything that you disagree with the left becomes something phobic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm serious. Like that's just.
Well, that's the
way.
grooming gang. That's why no one wants to talk about it because it's a Pakistani thing.
Yeah.
And so they're saying like they don't want to talk about it because they don't want to be accused of being Islamophobic. And Tommy Robinson don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
And he's in trouble anyway all the time. So he's saying what he's got to say.
All the time.
Yeah, and he's saying what he has to say. But you know what? Whatever it is on this one, he's right. So whatever they think of him in England, if you're a normal person, regardless what your religion is, if you're not a
if you have
real
children,
evil piece of shit.
If you have children,
yeah, then I can't get over the story. Forget if someone did that to my forget about it.
Forget it. I don't even want to hear about it. Yeah,
I get the machete out.
Oh, all right, calm down, mister. Anyway, so that was happening too, and also we were supposed to record with Charnel.
Yeah,
Charnel Wolverton Sehan. She's got a channel too on YouTube, and she does Truth TV. She's an author. And we were going to talk about outcome mapping. It was the second time she was going to be coming back, and she's not feeling well. So we're sending our love out to Charnel and hoping that you'll get better soon. And it was funny. I was doing my essential oils, and Charnel's part of this company, Young Living, and it was doing stress relief. We've got a lot of stuff going on here at the house. My poor mother was just in the hospital. She's home now, thank goodness. But she was in the hospital for several days, and it was unexpected, and a lot of
it was just the running back and forth
changes and stuff that were happening around here. So anyway, I was like sniffing my stress relief, and then I was thinking about Charnel, our lovely Charnel. So hopefully we'll get that recorded and do that. It's really interesting.
Thanks, Victor. Yeah, she is feeling better. She's doing better, and with everything, she should be good. She'll be all good. I was just telling Lisa, if she really wants relief, she needs to sniff something else because that's not going to do it. You got to get the hard drugs.
This is very good.
I know, I'm only kidding.
You need to sniff it. It smells good.
I'm calm again.
Have you guys ever heard of this one? Stress relief. Anyway,
I had to make a joke because
stress away. That's it.
I think I stressed myself out thinking of anything happening with
stress.
The dog. Woo!
There you go.
Woo! Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if Em's gonna pop on or not. She was gonna try to pop on and come on and at least say hello. But her voice, I was saying, how are you gonna do? She sounds like a frog. I don't know what she's gonna. When she's talking, she's whispering. We're all like, what? And my mom doesn't, hear well. She's like older. She doesn't hear well and stuff. And so Emma's like asking me, coming over to me and like talking and like almost whispering and asking me to talk to my mom because my mom's like, what? I can't, she can't hear.
Yeah, so. She's talking like Batman. You ever hear Batman?
Oh, like the whisper?
Yeah, the whisper one was, hey, don't commit no more crimes in my life. That's what she's doing. And we just go like, we know you don't feel good. We got it.
Oh.
Can you just talk a little louder?
He teases her relentlessly. Yeah. But she's sick. She just kind of like stops talking and looks at him and does this like very long, slow exhale. And she's just trying to do it. Yeah, there.
Oh, there she is.
There's our girl. Oh, are you going to come on and say hi to everybody? Are you going to do that, or did you give up on that thought? Yeah, she was going to come on and say a little something.
Come on, darling.
Anyway, so you had a really interesting show with Jace.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. I think we're going into 2025. I just feel like instead of keeping whatever pretense, I want to some of the audience that we have and some of the questions that were coming in. A lot of it was guys that were my age, give or take 5 years. And a lot of it was that they were nervous. They didn't understand getting on. They didn't want to get on. To do anything new like that, and they didn't understand about blockchain and what they thought all crypto was just meant Bitcoin and stuff like that. So once they started to hear some of our shows, we try to be as we try to keep it as simple as possible because we don't want to make it any more confusing. So as people are starting to grasp it a little bit, but what's happening is then fear starts to take over because now they feel like, okay, I'm getting closer, I could do it, but then they get nervous. And so, you know, some people may have been in the same position I was in, where I was doing I'm moving to a different company. I was moving to a different company. Then I moved out of it. Then, you know, something happens where, you know, you're leaving the job. Now you got to try and reinvent yourself and kind of move forward in this technology age, and stay relevant and you know, try to build something. And so, but a lot of people get nervous about it. And so I just was thinking, Lisa and I were talking, and I just said, I think I'm just going to, you know, let them know what happened, because I don't know if they think they think that it's all, you know,
that's
it's
really
all fun and games, you know, like it's all, everything's perfect.
It's an interesting show if you want to kind of go on there. And he kind of came and spoke to me first because he wanted to make sure that I would be comfortable with him kind of letting some of our more personal stuff, you know, out in public and everything. But I think it's important. I think he did a good job with it. And, you know, it's life, right? Things happen in life. And so, that one was on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And what, do you remember the name of that one?
Yeah. Some in 2025, empower your financial journey in 2025.
Yeah. So that one, if you want to catch that one, that was a good one. And, you know, the thing is that I like how when you're talking about it, it is crypto, but you're also talking about just financial knowledge anyway, being that you were, you know, he used to run bank programs for, you know, that finance area for investment and brokerage. And then he was also in gold and silver and precious metals. And so you kind of got a well-rounded
everything,
insurance. And you talked me into getting my licenses.
Yeah.
So I held licenses for a while too. Yeah. I don't anymore because
she passed the test though.
I held them for a couple of years and was working in a bank and doing all of those investment things as well. So not as many. I didn't hold as many licenses as he had, but I had several. And anyways, or a few.
Yeah.
And I worked in doing that as well. So it was interesting. It was an interesting time. But then we had our little one, and that was it for me. I came home and was just being a mom. So, but I think you give a well-rounded perspective.
Yeah, and you know, it's good. I wanted to, also it's like, you know, when they talk, you know, it's evolution or religion or whatever, however they put it, and it's like, why is it got to be one or the other? It's probably, you know, God, he probably made everything happen, right. You know, but or whatever you believe. But I'm just, you know, same thing. It's like, it doesn't mean you have to trash the market and just be, you know, in crypto or be in physical gold. What it's meant to do is it's a great complement.
Yeah.
And it's just basically whatever your goal is, wherever you want to get to, as long as you have set that intention and you know where you're going, that's going to be the allocation. Yeah. What percentage of what you put where, and how are you going to best preserve your, you know, grow it and then preserve it.
Well, real quick, I want to say hi to my friend Jenny. Jenny Eby is on. So hi, Jen. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. But I think out of all of them, my favorite, I like the crypto stuff too, but I really like silver. Like I get excited more about the silver. That's like kind of my favorite. So I like that we, you know, hold that. And
I think holding, you know, precious metal is a good thing, and physical.
Yeah.
But crypto just offers a different. It's a different vehicle, and it offers different growth, and it offers you know, there's passive income you can make from it, and if you set your portfolio up the right way, you know, you could do really well in some of the buy and holds and some of the day trading or week trading, whatever you want to do with it. But there's a lot of opportunity there, and especially with the family of ones that we promote, I think there's going to be a large future. And I just sent something out on Facebook. I don't know how many saw it, but Trump was talking about, he met with Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO for Ripple, talking about XRP and where XRP is going to fit in the future in the financial system. So That's a big thing. And Trump wanted to make U.S. the crypto capital. So there's a lot behind it as well.
Yeah.
And so you have Elon Musk, and you have him, you have the Tates that are all they're all talking about crypto, and they have a lot of followers and a lot of
You
influence.
gonna come on and say hi real quick?
Come say hello.
You want to come say hi?
What?
They're not gonna be able to hear you. Come over here. Let me give you my microphone. Emma's here, and she literally can't talk. Here, say hi. She's
Say
at
hi.
Chico.
Hi guys.
She lost her voice. Is that it?
That's what you can say?
What
Say
else
how you
to
doing.
say?
Hold it up.
Can you guys hear me?
She's going to do a karaoke.
All right. Well, that's went about the way I thought it was going to.
Everybody have a good night.
Yeah, she's like, forget
Emma's
it.
got to be one of the cutest women ever. Look
Oh.
how cute her little face is. I want to grab it.
Oh,
My little darling women.
yeah. So she does this like every time the seasons change, and sometimes she does it more than once. So we always we've got this down now. We just know it's going to be a few days of. She's been off for a couple of days, and she's literally been kind of hibernating in her room the whole time. So, but thank you everyone for your well wishes for
Thank you
Em.
for the well wishes. She knows sign language. She'll get it out there.
Yeah. So anyway, but thank you everyone for joining us for tonight. And I don't know what happened with the Facebook thing. I couldn't get it going for a while. So, but it's finally there. Oh, look, it's Allison. Hi,
Hey.
Allison.
Hey, Allison.
Thanks for coming on, Allison.
Thanks for the what do you call it again?
Oh, the massage gun.
Yes.
Allison
Thanks.
got a massage gun for the family, but mostly for Gianna because she does archery and she's always feeling it. So our beautiful friend Allison sent us that gift for Christmas, and that was pretty amazing.
Yeah. Thanks, Allison.
Along with a lot of other stuff. She spoils us. Forget about it. We're glad you made it, Allison.
She also has a lot of
Love
boys.
you.
With the dogs and
talking about the dogs and two boy cats too. She's got a little girl
a couple
though
of
too.
birds.
Yeah, we love you too. Yeah. So anyway, so we're wrapping it up. But thank you everyone for joining us. Sorry about the Facebook thing. I don't know what happened. I had to like log all the way out and then try to go back in twice, and it finally worked on the third time. So.
And we just want to say to Emma, goodbye.
Oh, you want to say
Talk
goodbye?
to you
I
next
can.
time. What?
Hopefully she'll be on.
Go ahead, Emma. Go ahead.
No, I really wanted to be on. I was really bummed, but I can't really talk. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna try my best to be like consistently on when I can, especially when I'm off. But
Yes, everyone misses you when you're off.
It's kind of not the same.
Yeah.
We like having the dynamic
It's
of
our little crew.
of having everybody together and doing it, but it is what it is. You don't feel good, so
I'm always sick this time of year, but I'm gonna really try to be on more often. I promise. I hate not being on here. I miss everybody.
oh, that's sweet. Thanks, Victor.
Thank you, Victor. Miss you guys too.
She's. It looks like. I mean, if we go, everything's in an influx now. So now I don't even feel like, which I shouldn't do because I know how manifestation works. But I'm hoping she's going to be with us when we go to Grafton this year. We got the ticket.
Yeah, I really want to try to go. So if I can figure out some other details, I'm gonna really try to go.
Yes,
because I definitely don't want to miss that.
Yeah. You got to come.
Yeah.
But
we'll see.
yeah. So So anyway, we just wanted to jump on and cover some of the things because it's just between the fires and Elon calling out the Britain's prime minister and the grooming gang, and some of the new technology that's coming around. And there was some technology that's kind of a little scary that's coming around. So I just didn't want to go into it, but the technology is wild. How quickly it's cutting edge, and it's going faster and faster. It's like every year is like 10 years. It's just crazy how quick it's going. So that was interesting that the CES 2025 just came in, and it's also that Lisa, her birthday came, so she's a year older, and stuff. So now we're the same age again. That's all cool. But and Emma's going to be 29 this year.
Nick. He said he made it home safe.
Nick?
We're happy, Nick.
Hi,
Where
brother.
is
Love
he?
you.
Hey,
You're
Nick.
home.
we love you.
How was your flight from Korea? Too long, huh? Way too long, I'm sure. Yeah, you were over there for a while, so yeah, he's right. You're not supposed to feel older. Oh,
there's
my
Dana.
mother. My mom is here too. She came over here because Nick was here. Nick saw it too. So anyway,
Oh,
Nick.
gee, I made it home safe, Mother.
Yes, Nick just.
What about Father?
Oh, yeah, real nice, Nick. You didn't even mention Dad.
Nick, we're busy.
Oh. Anyway, thank you everyone for
Yes.
joining us.
Thank you, everybody. So share, like,
Nick
subscribe.
said hi, Dana.
Nick
The
said
kids
hi.
call my mom Dana, so.
And
Allison says hi to Nick and Mom. Thank you.
oh, hi. Thanks, Nikki.
Why didn't you say hi to me, Nick?
Real nice, Nick. Real nice. He's probably so exhausted. How long was that flight, Nick? Anyway,
Isn't it like 13 hours or something?
I don't know, a
15
long
hours,
time. I
something,
don't know.
20
That poor
hours?
kid. He's been on planes for.
Good night, Jen. Yeah, everyone. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you next time.
Yes, we love everyone. Nick, we love you. I'm glad you're
Yeah,
home.
we
Thank
love
you,
you.
everyone, for joining us. Thanks for making it, Allison. We love you, and everyone else that joined us. Thank you so much, Zach and
Zach,
and
yeah,
Ken
Victor,
and-
Ken.
and Phil and everybody that's always making
All
it work
our
together with
guys,
us.
yeah.
So thank you guys.
Thanks. Love you guys.
We love you. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.